On this week's show, we're discussing FIFA is back just in time for the World Cup, Bungie's Marathon has its launch date confirmed, and Fallout Season 2 reviews are in. All that and much, much more on this week's GamerGuild Podcast. Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome back to the GamerGuild Podcast, your weekly show where we round up all the week's video game stories and news for your listening or viewing pleasure right here on youtube.com/GamerGuildTV and up there in the digital clouds on your podcast preference of choice. Your podcast players for this seasonal episode are myself, Mr. Richie, and the Arcane Rogue, Mr. Chris. How are you doing?
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. All ye merry gentlemen, or whatever the quote is. Tiny Tim said.
I thought you were going to sing Come All Ye Faithful for a second there.
God bless us, everyone. In Christmas Carol, just to get into it, right? What's the anatomy of... There's an actual full medical piece on this. The anatomy between Miss Piggy and Kermit and their child, Tiny Tim, and what ailment would he have that just a bit of money and a big Christmas turkey would heal him? Like, if he's got tuberculosis, that kid's dead. If he's got something else, he's probably dead. He's living in London at the turn of the Industrial Revolution. It was like, that kid's probably a goner regardless of if he's got money or not.
Probably malnutrition.
They all had rickets back then and everything anyway. So
yeah, it's probably malnutrition.
Probably that big turkey might go a long way. Who knows?
A bit of money to buy some vegetables and a bit of turkey to get some decent protein in there. Probably sort them out.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's our festive special episode where the games industry dies a death after the Game Awards, and we scrape together what we can. But to be fair, this week there's quite a lot of juicy turkey news to get into.
Yeah, I just gotta love how in our festive episode we start off by talking about child malnutrition.
It happens. I have an update on my gaming chair, if that helps as well. It's not going well. Yeah,
that bit's meant to be attached. Audio listeners, the arm of his chair is broken.
The screw shivved. A full stainless steel, presumably solid screw, shivved just from laying on it. IKEA gaming furniture, folks. Apparently not the most sturdy. So if you ever see me on the show, lean to the right and just go what and fall off.
It's because you've got the arms on there.
I forgot there's an arm here and there's an arm there. But
I think
it's all armless fun. Did
we talk about this off the recording last week?
I think so. Yeah. The screw came loose.
My chair doesn't have arms because I took them off intentionally because I play guitar sat in this chair. The arms get in the way, so I took them off years ago. I think I still have them somewhere.
Just in a box. But yes, festive season. Have you got a festive drink? I have a mega pint.
Describe what your mega pint is before I show everyone my beer.
Mega pint is Pepsi Max and Disaronno.
Yeah. Not bad. I have just got standard issue Peroni.
Standard issue blue label.
Yeah.
Peroni. None of that 0 calorie shit.
Yeah, it's decent beer, nothing extravagant.
Lovely. Exciting times.
I'll leave the extravagant drinking for tomorrow.
Yes, we're going out for our festivities, everyone. So if we're getting these in the bag nice early, we should probably say this week's episode and the New Year's episode are being recorded back to back tonight to one, save you of any hangover shenanigans, one, to save us from any hangover shenanigans. And it means you consistently get an episode every single day, whether it lands in Christmas.
Every single day?
You'll get it. Every single day, Richie. Crank it up. Crunch time, like over at Naughty Dog. Give us an episode per day. What would we even talk about? Probably ramble on like we are now instead of getting into the show.
I mean, of outlets managed to putting our podcast in the gaming news like 5 days a week.
Need to take a break.
Yeah,
we need to go play some games.
Yeah,
that's what I need to go do.
Unlike them, though, this isn't our full-time job.
Certainly not.
But we do have a great show lined up for you, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're kept in the loop of all our amazing content here at GamerGuildTV, such as Chris's retro
PlayStation retro hunt.
I was blanking on the word hunt. It's Chris's retro hunt.
Well,
what?
Could say something else, but it might get us our video audience might be reduced slightly.
Yes. What have you been looking for this week?
So I dropped a second video this week was the hunt for Rugrats, Search for Reptar, the classic PlayStation 1 game. That's up now. Our members of the channel will be getting a special Christmas episode that'll drop some point this next week ahead of Christmas time, so look forward for that. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can guess. It might be tangentially tied to a Christmas movie. You'll have to have a look. But yeah, that one live as well.
Is it Rambo?
Yes, it's that famous Christmas movie, Rambo First Blood. You got me.
There's a Christmas tree in the back of one of the scenes in Rambo. I saw a meme about it the other day.
Hey, if it fits. And we should point out as well, we do also have we're really bad at our merchandise stores, but it is Christmas, so I did check, and there are sales. There's a Boxing Day sale, so just the 26th of December, 25% off everything in the store. However, if you don't want to get on Boxing Day, fear not, there is a New Year's sale that's going to begin on the 29th of December all the way through till January the 6th. So if you don't want to be pressured into getting something on Boxing Day before payday, all that kind of stuff, hang fire till the new year, and you'll have a good week to kind of peruse around and pick yourself up some GamerGuildTV merch just in time for 2026 to kickstart.
Indeed. Chris, what have you been playing?
So finally got the platinum in Dispatch. I landed it last night at 2:35 a.m. in the morning.
Oof, that's a late one.
It was, but it was my first day off work today. So
fair.
Wife was at work, little one was at nursery, had nothing to do all morning, so I was like, you know what? I'm going for that. You know when you can kind of look at the timeline, you go, I could probably do this in under 2 hours. Just commit. Rather than get up and play 10 minutes in the morning, just commit.
I'm so close, I'm just going to power through.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll just sleep it off the difference. But
I'm still at work, unfortunately.
Oh, dear. Well, you won't be full on. You'll be
No.
But yeah, so finished Dispatch. Frustratingly enough, I had most of the trophies bar one, and it was within the game. There's kind of little hacking games, and I'd completed the story at this point 2.5 times, and for whatever reason, I kept getting to the end, and one of the hacking scenarios I must have missed because the trophy is for hacking every single hack in the game, and it turns out there is almost like 2 missable hacks where if you pick a different decision or you do a certain thing, almost like too good, basically. There's a fight that comes up, and if you defeat that individual too quickly, you miss out on a couple of dispatch instances after the fact because you've defeated the zone. Whereas what you're supposed to do is actually hold off on them a little bit so a couple of more dispatches can populate, and one of them is the hacking level. So yes, I had to go through and do an entire new playthrough, so that's 3 playthroughs in total to get this hacking on. However, credit to everything I've said about the writing, the character, the story. Every single time I've got into this, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And weirdly enough, I've not had any distractions. So I've not had a podcast on, even on my second or third playthrough. I've not been on my phone. Nothing in the background. The story and characters are that good that I've just watched it. I've just enjoyed it like another TV show on repeat. And I've just gone back to it and watched it all over again 3 times over now. And when I finished at the end, it was one of them. Yes, got that platinum. But at the same time, I was like, this is such a good fucking game.
That's awesome.
Like, absolutely, yeah. Like, so it's the best. I'd say now, it's the best Telltale game. For me, it beats The Walking Dead, which is the kind of the bar of Telltale games. It's just so it's the best superhero story I've read in a while, and arguably, yeah, one of the best superhero games. So yeah, Dispatch is up there. Phenomenal game. Shame it missed out on the Game Awards because of its cut-off date stuff.
Hasn't missed out on ours though.
But it certainly hasn't. It certainly hasn't, which will be up next week. But yeah, so enjoyed that. I'm moving on to other things now. I did play Terminator 2 D No Fate, I think it's called. I know there's a couple of folks now at Discord server. It's basically like a little 2.5D retelling of the Terminator 2 storyline with missions intersected throughout. It's fun. It's bombastic. It lasts about 2 hours long. And you can go back in and you can replay the levels, and it adds like different outcomes to it. Like, do you kill Mr. Dyson? What can't remember the guy. You know the guy was with the arm. I think he's just called Dyson, but I can't remember the one who and then blows the bomb and it blows everything up. All that really fun. Reminds me of the Mega Drive days. Music's terrific. Gameplay is fun. The cutscenes are so artistically done. They're kind of like 16-bit animations and everything. Definitely worth it if you're a fan of Terminator 2. But I did finish my first playthrough, and then it was like, do I really want to go back and play it again with the little changes in the story and the little tweaks? And I was like, I think I've had my fill of it.
Yeah, so, it's just a one and done game. You're not going to start trophy hunting in it.
Nah, it's one of them where there's too much on like high scores and stuff. But the only thing I will say, it's a little bit pricey for the type of game it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much I paid for it. Terminator 2D, No Fate. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
What's up next?
I think Avatar.
All right.
Seems to be the one. I've got it installed. I've got all the DLC and everything lined up for it. It's just a case of seeing where I want to go, really. I've also got Indiana Jones, though, so kind of just... I'm going to wait till I'm fully off work, start next week, see what free time I have between Christmas and such, and family visits and whatnot, and then just see where I want to settle into. Yeah, Terminator 2D No Fate, £44 on Amazon still. So... bit pricey for what you're getting, I think, especially when Dispatch is only 32.
Yeah, it's fair.
Probably paying for the license.
You probably are, to be fair. For me, it's just been Octopath Zero. I haven't played as much this week as I did last week, but that's just this time of year, last minute Christmas presents and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like few slightly later shifts, just had less time on an evening, and so yeah, I am really looking forward to Sunday, where I actually have a day where I've got nothing planned. For the first time in about 4 weeks, I have a day where I've got nothing in my calendar.
I've got something planned for you.
Have you?
Yeah. It's a massive hangover.
Well, I am technically out twice.
There you go.
So
when I bring the shots over tomorrow,
I'm not doing shots. Not
in
with
the mega
anyway.
pints.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm out with you on the afternoon, but I'm out with Nat's mum and dad on the evening. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we won't. I know I'm not doing shots.
We'll see. Are you going into town or?
I'm not sure where we're going. It's like a pub they used to go to. Like it's a reunion charity thing.
I might follow you later on.
Well, you need
sneaky.
It's ticketed entry, but go for it.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah. If you manage to sneak in and buy me a shot there, I'll have a shot there.
All right. Okay. Challenge possibly accepted.
Yeah, so it's just Octopath. So I'm looking forward to having a bit of time off. I currently break up Christmas Eve, but I've got a strong suspicion that when I get into work on Monday, I'll find out I'm breaking up the 23rd instead. Because my managing director likes to leave that sort of announcement to the work's Christmas party, which is literally happening now as we're recording.
That's good.
So I decided to skip it this year because I'm out twice tomorrow. So
yeah, that's good to know. My place did a similar thing where we got kind of like a gift day where you could take a day this last week to do any Christmas shopping or spend time with family that you needed to do. So it was like, oh sweet, I'll take Friday.
It's quite often my managing director will go, right, last day, finish up anything you need to get done before we break up, and then if you're all done, then don't bother coming in. Yeah,
sweet, not too bad. And I guess speaking of work, anyone who is at work this week, thank you for your service, because I know I worked retail for many years, and I think it's one of those times where it's a shameful indictment of our kind of consumerist society, where people who do work in retail and like kind of events and restaurants and the food industry, it's like their busiest time, and yes, they make money, but the boots on the ground frontline staff, they just get absolutely worked to the bone with like stupidly early starts, stupidly long shifts. Like yes, some of them get double time and stuff, but you can't put a price on like time off, time with your friends, time with your family, things like that.
I'd like to think if I owned like a retail shop, Christmas Day, Boxing Day were just going to be shut.
As a minimum, like you would hope.
Yeah. It's like, because no one needs to go shopping on Christmas Day. If you haven't got everything you need by Christmas Day, tough shit, just go without. You'll be fine. Yeah. And Boxing Day.
But milk, Richie, I forgot to buy milk.
Just don't forget to buy milk. Like,
yeah, I mean, get a big bowl. Get a big bowl.
Yeah. And Boxing Day, let's be fair, it's mainly returns, so you can wait a day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, shout out to, obviously, the NHS, police, fire brigade, all those folks who work across the season as well to keep us safe while we just sit at home getting drunk and getting fat. So, you're all awesome. Enjoy what little time you do get.
Yeah. Talking about what little time we do get, Chris, I think it's about time that you introduce us to the
graciously gathered Gamer Guild Gazette, a.k.a. the Christmas News.
The Christmas News. And as always, the news is brought to you by our Guild Heroes, which you can join for as little as 99p over on the YouTube channel. Gets you early access to PlayStation Retro Hunt, and generally just helps us keep this whole thing going. So thank you very much for all your support, because some people have supported us for a long time. It is overwhelming sometimes when you see people. Like, I saw someone post on Discord saying they lost their YouTube channel, so their streak is gone, and they were gutted. It's like, oh, it's heartbreaking.
Oh,
man.
yeah, I think that was Derek, actually.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking when you hear that. Damn, man, your streak.
Yeah, I know it's it's one of those things. I mean, we'll get to it in our PlayStation wrap-ups as well, but my streak of how long I've been a PlayStation Plus member, it's a little thing, but there's part of me which wants to keep it going, just for the sake of it.
Yeah, spoilers for the next week's episode, but I may let mine run out, because mine runs out in January, and I'm contemplating it.
Oh, we'll have to think, but yeah, we should... I was going to say we should also point out there's new members who joined in the last 2 weeks. We've got Super Skillet Rock, who's been a bronze member for 2 months now, and Devon Villery for 4 months. But I also suspect something might have happened on the back end of YouTube, where it's now showing us your email tag rather than your gamer tag name, because there's a couple of folks on there who normally have their name showing, and it's actually showing their full like your @YouTube account name. Don't know why it's doing it, but yes, if you are new, Super Skillet Rock and Devlin Villery, thank you for being a guild hero. And of course, all the other fine folks who've been with us for the longest, Richie, is showing on the account 56 months. There's a good couple of individuals: Sarge, Steve Nelson, Brenda McBride, James Pearson,
That's literally probably the day we opened the memberships up.
Absolutely. 56 months ago.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas indeed. First story of the week, Bungie's Marathon finally has a launch date, because it was delayed indefinitely not long ago. Well, 6 months ago. We now have a date for it, Chris. It will be, well, what is the date? It was originally meant to come out this September on the 23rd, and got pushed back. It'll be launched in March. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The article we're reading from
PC
is that it's got a date. And it's like, where's the date? March 2026, but no date
because
yet.
It doesn't have a day. That's why I was looking for an actual day. Yeah, it's nice to know that it's finally got a date, because as Bungie have clearly shown, it's a marathon, Richie, not a sprint. So we're here, PC and PS5. Interesting take on this one. See how that works out with the player base. Of course, the last big game to do that was Helldivers, and that did the numbers because of the kind of the Steam zeitgeist that came alongside it. You're obviously getting access to millions more potential players, so that's always a good win. And £35. Back to what I was just saying. Terminator No Fate, 42. Marathon, 35. I wouldn't even need to argue it. You 100% are going to get more hours, if not days and months, out of Marathon than
True, but Marathon will also be monetized in-game.
Most likely. But yeah, what do you think? £35?
I think the price is reasonable. I just get a bit of eye roll with this game a bit, because it's another extraction shooter, which seems to be the current trophy multiplayer co-op experience at the moment. It feels like every other multiplayer game that comes out is now an extraction shooter. We went from battle royales through hero shooters. Mm-hmm. Now it feels like everything's has to be an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
So, everything I see about it looks absolutely good. Bungie know how to make a game really polished. Just look at how the lifespan of Destiny. But I just don't know what makes this, other than it being Bungie, stand out against the rest of the genre.
Yeah, I mean, what it does have going for it is you would imagine a lot of the Destiny player base is going to migrate over and check it out. So that almost guarantees them a couple million sales, you would hope.
Oh, yeah, this is not going to be a Concord situation.
No, absolutely not. Like, unknown quantity, unknown game IP and stuff. Like, again, this Marathon technically is a sequel. It's a reboot of Bungie's old game from, the 1990s, I want to say. I think it was. But this is, after the delay, this is in response to the as they quote, passionate community feedback on this extraction shooter, which is why it got pushed back from this year. I think March is probably the best time for it to launch. It's a little bit quieter. It's kind of heading into that kind of spring-summer season when people are indoors and tend to spend some time. September, I think it was originally coming out, so it's probably good that it avoided that window. I'm curious to know, after taking on the community feedback, how much this game's going to have evolved to maybe align itself closer to an Ark Raiders style. I know they said it's a PvP extraction shooter, but I think Bungie would be very naive to not look at the success of Ark Raiders this last couple of months and see how they can align themselves.
Bit too late for them to adapt if it's a major change.
I don't think. I think the gameplay loop of Ark Raiders and the gameplay loop of like a PvP, it's more a case of just like what structured rules they've got in place. Bungie have built out the worlds, they built out the maps already. It's more just the parameters of, I think, what the game is. So if you're going to drop someone in as an extraction, that's essentially what Ark Raiders is. You get dropped off on the map, you go gather resources, you go fight some enemies, you can fight other people, and you can also use proximity chat to reason with them and say, don't shoot me, and then back out with your resources and up your skill level. That's essentially the gameplay loop. It has that kind of vibe, that aesthetic that looks really cool. If Marathon, I think, can even like get a couple of drops of that lightning in a bottle, I think it would have a better launch. But it's so surreal, isn't it? How it almost is going to land with just how the internet takes it. It can go. I think this one can go either. It'll be an absolute flop for Bungie and PlayStation, and it'll cost them millions, and it won't get the 10-year roadmap Destiny 2 did, or it could just get that weird public zeitgeist. It arrives at the right time. It gets the right influencers talking about, the right streamers, and it's a success. And millions of people playing it. And £35 price point, it's probably a good jumping on point. It worked for Helldivers. Yeah. So it really is a coin toss for me on this one. Either now.
That £35 changes a lot depending on how it's very monetized. Helldivers was quite gentle with its in-game monetization.
Yeah,
if this is full on in your face, can't do anything with almost being pushed into a storefront, that £35 becomes a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So that's the sort of feedback you want. That stuff is always going to be there in games as a service title. It just is. And to be honest, that is not a bad thing. It's just how pervasive it is. How much can you get out of the game without engaging with the additional monetary transaction stuff?
Yeah, agreed. And how aesthetically they keep to their vision. They did put out a PlayStation blog with the launch announcement as well, saying the planet's called Tau Ceti. It says, on Tau Ceti, death is the first step. Your journey begins in the proving grounds of Perimeter, where you'll get your cybernetic legs under you and learn the basics of how to extract alive. Then the anomaly-scarred Dire Marsh ups the ante and takes you to the remains of the human colony that's filled with more danger and bigger rewards. As you grow your vault and survival skills, you'll make your way to Outpost, the UESC's forward base of operations, with patrols, locked rooms and loot that will have you tempting fate at each turn. And then it goes on to kind of talk about it. I know it's a blog post, but there's a lot of kind of sci-fi blabber there that goes over my head.
It means nothing until you understand what it means about being involved in the game.
Yeah, we can't wait for you to join us on Tau Ceti soon.
Yeah, and there's a few bullet points I want to bring up from the blog post. The game does have proximity chat.
Yeah, that'll help it massively because it's fun as all hell.
It has a solo scavenger experience as well as solo runner queues, so it looks like they are pushing that you can play this game solo. It is playable solo, which is sometimes one of the criticisms I think games as a service get, where if you don't have people who can play regularly, the game almost locks you out of content because of that. Yeah.
It's almost like a single rider queue at a theme park, isn't it? It's like, you can enjoy this without the need of other people. It worked for Helldivers. I played Helldivers predominantly on my own, a little bit with my brother, a little bit with Rob, but predominantly it was just on my own. I think it works well. And having just seen this week, there was news that The Division, the original Division, got a 60 frame per second frame rate update on PS5. And I've seen people going back and gushing about The Division, which is like 9.5-year-old at this point. It just reminded me of how good Ubisoft had it, because I played through and got the platinum in the first Division game, fully single player, and it was great. So it just shows you that there's a demand and a need for it. But I think highlighting that, especially because PlayStation's audience is predominantly single player, I think it's a good move on their fronts. Yeah. And it looks gorgeous. It does look gorgeous. It looks a little bit generic to me. But at the same time, it's Bungie. It's going to be polished.
I think it looks generic because it is a quite vibrant sci-fi shooter. First-person shooters immediately start looking the same because they use the same camera angles, the same way they hold the gun. It's tried and tested and it's been there for a long time. But then it's sci-fi, so you do get a bit of like sci-fi genericness coming in there. And then you've got the vibrant colour palette that seems to be what's the current in thing for like online games to try and make them pop. So I think if you're into that, it looks great. But then you do see some other scenes where I know this in some of the screenshots, like the wandering through a swamp, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. The colours look a bit more muted. So I think there's something in there. I think it looks pretty. Destiny know how to make a shooter feel good. I think it pretty much has the major building blocks in place to be a successful shooter, as long as they nail what makes it unique and interesting. Why should you play this instead of continuing playing whatever extraction shooter you're currently playing?
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Yeah.
We should point out it is coming to Xbox. I know they don't mention it in the blog because they don't have to. They've said PlayStation and PC, but it is coming to Xbox as well. So, again, massive third-party player base there, which will hopefully help them out in just that casting that net as wide as possible. And see how it goes. Yeah. If not, it's a safe bet that they're probably going to do Destiny 3 after this anyway.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like, it's probably time.
I think they'd be daft not to, right?
Yeah. I almost feel like I wonder if the point of Marathon is to get something out there, ticking things over to help them transition between Destiny 2 and 3.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I know they're looking to just diverge their portfolio a little bit, but for the last 12, 13 years they've been known for Destiny, and part of me kind of wishes that they took their experience and the know-how, and the team that made Marathon wouldn't have been great if they allowed them to make a single-player story game in the Destiny universe. Like, take one of those beloved characters that have came with the Destiny season content and went, let's tell a story about that character's origins, or a spin-off story in a different guise that wasn't that. So then you've got these fans who've been living in this world and all these planets in this universe for a decade or more at this point. Let them go explore like a famed race of like alien creatures or something, and explore like just something a bit more about them.
You mean
I enjoyed playing
like
Destiny 1 and 2.
Similar to, say, Halo, but set in the Destiny universe.
Yeah, like you've got the gameplay, but like give it. And I know Destiny has its story and it's got structures and stuff, but in the raids and everything aside, I just wish these companies that have this amazing IP would just try something different with it a little bit, rather than just doing rinse and repeat. And I think Marathon essentially is Destiny in all but name. It like for the sum of its all parts, it's just more Destiny, just with a different name and a slightly different color palette, and it's not as spacey.
Yeah, they could have literally just set it in the Destiny universe, and so Tau could be just another planet in there. Done.
Yeah, so I would have liked them to pivot and just do something a little bit different, but it's not where the money is. It's not Destiny money anyway.
Is it FIFA got FIFA money though? Because FIFA is coming back, Chris, in time for the World Cup on Netflix games.
I mean, what is there to say about FIFA at this point? Past giving fucking Donald Trump his stupid Peace Prize award and his stupid medal like a big child.
Yeah, it's like... let's not talk about that. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I can't either.
That's a different podcast.
So we should confirm, actually, FIFA, the game brand as well, is back, because, of course, for those who don't know, who aren't into football or soccer,
EA Sports FC now exists, what used to be FIFA made by EA.
Yeah, FIFA, the governing body of all football in the world, took it upon themselves to go to EA and want more money for the licensing, and EA went, we don't need you. And they basically just repackaged it under their own banner, and it wasn't even a blip on the radar, I don't think, to them at all.
We're not paying you that much money. We will just drop the word FIFA from our game title and then launch the game with everything else in place.
Yeah. I think they demanded more than like half a billion. Wasn't it? It was like 500 million or something.
I thought it was 8 billion.
The current one might have been 500, and they might have been demanding upwards of that. So,
yeah, which is insane. But
to use 4 letters.
Yeah.
Actually 3 letters, because 2 are the same. So, but they threatened, they said they'd be back, they'd partner up with someone, and who did they pick? Of all the developers, all of the publishers in the world, all the experience in sports franchises. I think
it's important to put a little bit of context here. This is a Netflix Games pre-WB take-up purchase. At this point in time, because they're targeting a game to come out alongside the FIFA World Cup 2026, the WB purchase may not be complete then. So all the WB studios and everything that comes with it, their ability to make games, is not in FIFA or Netflix's mind when it comes to this deal. At least to the best I would imagine. But it is a game that's going to be exclusively on Netflix games. So it's not just published by Netflix games or developed by Netflix on the Netflix games platform. Do you have any hope for this at all? I want to find a positive. I want to find a positive. Because, to be honest, EA does need competition.
I mean, looking at Delphi Interactive, their website is basically just a holding page. They don't have any tabs or anything. Yeah. It just says, Delphi Interactive is redefining how AAA games are made. We are the franchise architects behind 007 First Light with IO Interactive, a game that hasn't released yet, and I guarantee you IO Interactive are doing the bulk of the work, and the company leading the return of the beloved FIFA simulation game. Our model combines the world's most iconic IP with top-tier creative talent and cutting-edge technology, built around deep alignment between partners and a modern de-risked approach to development and publishing. Delphi is internationally lean, fast, and uncompromising about quality. We believe exceptional games are built by exceptional people with strong creative instincts, clear ownership, and the freedom to pursue extremely bold ideas. And that is the future of premium interactive entertainment.
What the hell is a de-risked approach to making games? Gamers are fickle as fuck. Like, how do
crunch
the risk? The risk to companies when it makes games is if gamers decide, "Now we don't fancy your game." As we talked about Marathon, it could drop and go have that capture that lightning in the bottle and become a Helldivers or Arc Raiders, or everyone could play and go, "What's this shit, Concord?" And the gap between them games is actually very narrow. It's nothing to do with any technical achievements or anything.
Yeah, well, reading from the Netflix blog post, it does say, this summer, as the world gathers to celebrate the FIFA World Cup 2026, fans can play a newly reimagined FIFA football simulation game exclusively on Netflix games. Developed and published by Delphi Interactive, this allows Netflix members to experience the emotion and drama of the tournament in its purest, most joyful form, in a format that's fast to learn, thrilling to master, and built for anyone to jump in. Plus, you can play solo or with friends online. All you need is Netflix and your phone. Now, it is worded almost as though it's a FIFA World Cup game.
Yes, that's
what enjoy the drama of the tournament. So it's like, is this maybe not the FIFA that's going to align and compete with EAFC? Is this almost one of those, like the little interstitial tournament exclusive games?
But with it being FIFA, they probably only have the rights to the World Cup and to the Club World Cup. Because the other competitions, the rights are more complex.
Yeah, true.
So maybe that is the plan for Netflix, is to do the World Cup tournament and do the Club World Cup tournaments. Yeah. At least while they get going.
Well, it's interesting. They're going to say, the president of Netflix, Games at Netflix, Elaine Toscan, says, "We want to bring football back to its roots with something everyone can play with just one touch of a button." They then go on to talk about key milestones in collaboration. Football is the biggest thing in the world. As lifelong FIFA fans, we're honoured to help usher in the bold next generation and reimagine the future of the franchise. So it does sound like they're on more than just a one-off game. Yeah. The future of the franchise. It's ironic how they say lifelong FIFA fans, and they're probably tongue-in-cheek mean the EA games, not FIFA, the governing body of football.
I just getting the vibes, especially I'm not a fan of gaming on my phone. Some other people are. There's a guy in our Discord does amazing work with getting on-screen adaptive controls. Fantastic work there. It feels like a cheap tie-in. That's what the vibes I'm getting. And crucially, this blog post came without a trailer.
Yeah.
So they're not willing to show you what the game is at this moment in time. I don't know. I feel like you don't need to drop this blog post until you've got a trailer ready.
When do you suspect it would launch? Leading up to the World Cup?
I reckon
February, March, ahead of time?
If it is a tie-in with the World Cup, probably at the end of the current season.
Okay.
Probably, when teams start doing their getting the friendly games in place, the warm-up games. So probably about within a month of the first game coming out. Mm-hmm. But I've got a feeling they might do tie-in. I can see them doing like tie-in stuff, so you can replay the game that has just happened with your friends. All you need is your phone. So you sat in the pub, you just bring out your phone and start playing, that kind of vibe. You know the original Switch adverts where they were just gaming wherever the hell?
Yeah. On the rooftops.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, quite possibly. In a nutshell, we should also say that it is good for competition.
Yes.
For them to be more people, it'll help push EA to make changes and adapt their gameplay.
If the quality is approaching EAFC, if it's nowhere near, it's not competition.
Yeah, because there is FIFA Mobile. I've never played it myself, but it's obviously just a watered-down version of FIFA. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they monetize this one, because I'd imagine EA has the copyright lockdown on FUT modes and card packs and stuff, so if that'll make an appearance in here, or this will be pure football. Will there be a manager mode? Will there be like online tournaments and seasons mode, or is that EA's thing and they're gonna try and do something maybe like more original to its core? Did they take a leaf out of EA? Is it EA Football? eFootball is it called? The Pro Evolution Soccer replacement?
Yeah, I was going to bring up Pro Evo because it looks like Pro Evo for a long time was arguably technically better than FIFA as it was called then. Still died a death. So this is why I'm just not optimistic that Netflix Games is the right partner to get a football game that will compete against EAFC, because they've produced nothing approaching that level of quality.
People still playing eFootball?
Did anyone ever play it? Other than
it's a platform, isn't it? So it doesn't get like a yearly launch anymore. Yeah. Which is what we've been saying. FIFA should be FIFA. Need to be very clear on these naming conventions now.
EAFC.
This is what we've been saying EAFC should do anyway. Just do a platform and let people just buy a season pass every year for, ironically, the season. That's what eFootball are doing. So I think it's possibly one of them things where it probably has a good. It's a free to play, half decent quality football game. And I think maybe because you and me are just so used to EA's output, we're not as phased. But yeah, if you're a kid and your mum and dad don't want to give you 70, 80 quid to go buy the FIFA Deluxe model every autumn, there probably is a lot of kids who are playing it, and we're just, I think, out of that bubble. So this FIFA and Netflix and mobile accessibility, we keep talking about future generations, and they don't necessarily need a console. They're more than happy to twiddle their thumbs on a phone screen. There is a market for it, I think, but like you said, is the quality going to be enough from an unknown developer?
Yeah.
We'll see.
But you have to tie in the fact as well as, although gaming is getting younger and younger, and more gamers are actually using the phone as the primary method of gaming, football's gone the other route. Less and less young people get interested in football because of how it's just not accessible to people at the moment, because the cost is so prohibitive.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of posts, especially in the UK. It's like to watch most Premier League games and Champions League games a year, you need about £100 worth of subscriptions to be able to see those games. Yeah, monthly.
Not annually, monthly subscriptions.
And on top of that, we can't get tickets for our local games because they're just either gridlocked out or they're so expensive. And then the World Cup prices for the actual World Cup. Do you see it costs like a good $6, $7, $8 to get to the United States, flights, hotels, and then the tickets are just astronomical. To go watch 90 minutes of football of your country playing in a sport. Wild.
I got to see England last month. That was only about 45 quid a ticket, but that was a midweek game. And it was it wasn't a friendly, it was a World Cup qualifier, which that wasn't too bad. It would cost us more to go see Newcastle. It's just so prohibitive. Oh, and if you want a shirt, it's going to be 80 quid for a child's shirt.
Yeah, adults 120, right?
Yeah,
for the adult premium player version.
Even our local town, if you're on the gate, you're probably paying about 20, 25 quid. And it's like, well, season tickets price is not too bad, but a lot of people can't commit to going every week, and I just feel like football is pricing people out of the game. Absolutely. So if kids can't watch it at home because the subscriptions are too much, then the parents aren't taking them to the games as much. Where's the interest coming from? It's why the fandom of football is aging.
And that's why you and me will continue to go play on a Monday night, 9 o'clock, and we pay £2 British pounds
Yeah.
to run around for an
We've
hour.
got a fucking bargain, haven't we, there?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, £2.
Yeah.
Just to keep the floodlights on.
And we will be playing right up until the point when we die. Or
Most
get injured,
likely.
yeah. There will come a point where you just pick up one of them injuries where we just can't seem to shake it.
Man, my back's been aching all week and I haven't even done anything.
I suspect one of our friends, he's had bad knees since he was a teenager, might be almost done. But
It just kept on with super glue and duct tape, as they say.
indeed. But talking about games that aren't almost done, Hogwarts Legacy is topped an astronomical 40 million copies sold. Who the fuck keeps buying this game, Chris?
Potter fans.
I mean,
it doesn't matter how many.
Loved this
It
myself.
doesn't matter how many they sell though. But Netflix don't even factor it into their buyout of WB Games.
Yeah. I reckon the 40 million people who've played the Hogwarts Legacy is going to completely trump anything that the new FIFA game is going to do.
Oh yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
remember when WB, were even after Hogwarts Legacy came out, when it was a success with doubling down on games as a service, it was like, what the fuck are you guys playing?
Read the room. Read
Yeah.
the room. Yeah, it's no surprise. I mean, 40 million. It's a huge thing. It continues to be a massive IP, even long after the movies have came out. You've got to imagine this game's going to have more legs consistently when the new HBO Harry Potter series starts. Yeah, you're probably looking, if it's successful, 5, 6, 7, if not more series of that. So you're going to see Harry Potter in the public zeitgeist for another decade to come easily. And you've got the theme park stuff. You've got, in the UK, we've got Universal Park opening, which is no doubt going to have Harry Potter. It's over in Universal Florida and stuff. So it's one of them where it's
The
very
remake
much
series as well.
pop culture.
That seems to be like
That's the
building a
HBO
bit of-
one, yeah. So it's there, and it's in, and you'd imagine another maybe 3 or so years we might be getting close to the sequel.
I don't know. It could be closer, you know. It came out in 2023.
I mean,
We're already
yeah,
2 years out.
They didn't do any expansion DLC. They did like quality of life stuff.
It was the start of 2023 as well, so we're almost 3 years out from it now.
Yeah, I reckon another 2-3 years we may see
Honestly,
Hogwarts Legacy 2.
when you think about it, it's surprising we didn't see this at the Game Awards.
Like a teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could see by the time
I reckon
HBO...
Summer Games Fest, you'll see the first teaser launch 2027.
Well, isn't this the bigger picture irony of it all is that we joke saying Netflix, they're making these deals with FIFA and they're looking to buy Warner Brothers in its entirety. They didn't factor in the gaming department at all. So forget Batman Arkham, forget Rocksteady and Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm and all that in between. Hogwarts Legacy and is it Portkey Games were the guys? Again, this was like their first proper game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's made them an absolute golden goose here where I could see this pushing 50 million, all things said and done, by the time it kind of really starts
Possibly.
to taper off.
It has been tapering off because in the last year it's only added 6 million copies.
That's not bad for a 3-year-old game, though.
No,
6
it's
million. But again, it's one of them games where, similar to The Witcher, how often does The Witcher get a bump up when the series was coming out? The Last of Us, I think I read an article the other day saying The Last of Us had a massive bump up after season 2 launch. So again, Potter fans, I think if you're into it or you're tangentially attached, and you've got to imagine it's heavily discounted at this price. It wasn't given away for free on Epic over the Game Awards.
I'm sure I saw the
As well.
PlayStation sale for something like a $5 recently.
Yeah, it's on Switch as well. Which
Yeah,
you've got
that's
to
probably
imagine
giving it a
any
bump.
any kids picking up a Switch 2 for Christmas. Do you want to play Harry Potter? Yeah, it's perfect for families and young ones. So yeah, good shit. And you and me both thoroughly enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. I know there was some folks in our Discord chat saying I was laying out my groundwork for what a Lord of the Rings Middle Earth equivalent of Hogwarts Legacy could look like. And it's like, I'd love them to just take these franchises and just make them fully realised.
I think what works so well about Hogwarts Legacy is because the game is set, the focal point of the game is around Hogwarts. So and being able to just fully explore the complete castle and the grounds and everything around it, and just wander the corridors. That was such a, as a Harry Potter fan, someone who grew up as a Harry Potter fan, still enjoys the movies to this day. Mm-hmm. That was one of them moments where I go, oh, they've nailed the feel and the vibe of just wandering these corridors. Then it had a decent story. The combat was not the greatest ever, but was decent.
I enjoyed the combat.
Yeah,
it didn't overcomplicate it.
It didn't overcomplicate it.
easily.
And I feel like maybe the next game is something that can maybe bump up to. Maybe add things like Quidditch into the next game.
Well, you
So-
mean the Quidditch Champions game didn't quite do it for you?
Yeah, no, it looked terrible from the beginning.
did.
But, you know, like, there's stuff that you can bring into the next game, but I feel like because you did get that experience of wandering through Hogwarts, that immediately, like, engrossed you in that world.
Yeah.
Which, for an RPG, that's what you want. You want to be engrossed in the world that you're playing through.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, heavily discounted. I'm looking at some of the comments on this article and people saying, yeah, the $8.99, the $12.99 might have something to do with it. $12. There's also lots of people who just complain, don't there, so much. I've barely started the game, but it seems like it's going to be very hand-holdy. It's like, just play the game. Like, as if you've actually took time out of your day to type something like that.
If you don't want a hand-holdy game, go play like a Soulsborne game. This is a Hogwarts game.
Yeah.
It's got a wide-ranging audience. It's going to have to be accessible for children.
Yeah, let me explore down it. I'll have to dive into the settings and see if I can disable it. It's like you're just in the tutorial zone. That's how the opening of games tend to start, mate. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, 40 million.
I am looking forward to hearing about Hogwarts Legacy 2.
I am as well. Expecto Sequelo.
Yeah. Talking about 2, Dispatch, Chris, your new favourite game, is heading to Switch 2 and Switch 1 on 20th of January.
Yeah, nice little quick turnaround there. It's I'm curious to see if it gets a physical release, because that is kind of like the downside to now I've finished it complete. It was like, oh man, I would love to have had that on my shelf. But naturally, because of its episodic release, similar to the Telltale games, they tend to get a complete edition after the fact. So I could see this, maybe not on the Switch 2, but I think because it's been so well received, they posted out on social media, I think it was last week, that they've surpassed 2 million sales now. So it's getting that kind of that groundswell of interest on it. And I could see it getting in like maybe springtime, like a complete, like an all episode full season, just called Season 1, Dispatch Season 1. Because it, again, is like a TV show. People keep referring to the sequel as Season 2. It's that close to being like a great anime show. Coming to Switch 1 and 2. 10% discount as well, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And again, definitely recommend it.
You reckon it'll do well on the Switch?
I think so, yeah. It's got that, again, it's got like that cartoon aesthetic, which I think lends itself to that Nintendo vibe quite well. Don't get me wrong, it's not a kid's game. There's a lot of adult humor and sexual references and jokes and comedy in there, but that's what makes it. There's a particular scene that involves somebody's fist, and I'm not gonna spoil it. I said I played through it like 3.5 times. Yeah. There's one line I've laughed out loud every time I've got to that part, and I know it's coming. I know what he's going to do, but when he says the line, it literally has me in stitches. Practically, it's so good. There's nothing really more to add. I'm just glad it's getting on more platforms, and it'll run perfect on the Switch because it's not really pushing the boundary visually or anything like that. It is essentially running it. I will say what I would like, which would be perfect, is within the game you do like a little mini game, which is you get your roster of heroes and little markers show up, which is the missions. So it'll say like, go fight some raiders at a football ground over here, and you have to basically look at the demographic of what the situation calls for, so like fighting and defense, and you pick your heroes that kind of their statistics line up with that the most, and you dispatch them out to go do the job. That in itself could be a mini game on mobile, like Fallout Shelter. Like, just take that element of this whole game, spin that off, and just have a little hero dispatch game on mobile, and I would put hours into that because the gameplay loop is so satisfying.
Fallout Shelter was a fun game.
And it's so simple, right?
Yeah.
It's such a simple premise, and yet it just works. You get that loop, you get your resources, you get your XP, you build. Same goes for this.
The problem I had with Fallout Shelter is the problem with all mobile games. It has forcing you to wait mechanics, and then eventually I just get tired of waiting. Because I was like, I want to play the game. Well, I can't do anything right now. I have to come back in 20 minutes. But actually, in 20 minutes, my lunch break's over.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of stuff, and then eventually you just like fizzle out on it. Talking about fizzling out, not really, but Dead Island 3 is aiming for a 2028 release day, which with the sequel being the focus of the studio. And Chris's daughter has come to say hi.
You don't say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Night.
Good night.
Go on, off you pop. Go on.
Come on, Triple Whip.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Love you. You can leave that in.
Yeah, all right. I was going to ask, Dead Island 3, Chris, 2028 release?
Yeah, sorry. I always feel it's a little bit harsh when this stuff kind of comes out during, like, not press releases or not trailers, just like, yeah, we're doing another game. It's kind of like, we all know it.
Yeah.
But when they just come out with, like, a behind-the-scenes Q&A of, developers are assigned to the project, Dead Island 3 will be moving ahead as planned in Q1 with an aim window. This is like, you kind of like suck the fun out of an announcement there. Yeah. It's like, I know it's a known quantity, but the saving grace is that Dead Island 2 had, I think, like 20 million players, which, I don't know if you remember, but the wait between Dead Island 1 and Dead Island 2, it exchanged hands between like 3 or 4 different developers.
Yeah, Dead Island 2 was in development hell. No one was expecting that game to be good, and it came out as actually... Wasn't like basically the best game the Embrace Group had actually released at that point?
I think so, yeah. Dam Busters. Busters have like put out decent games in the past, but for it to again, we've said it kind of the theme of this whole episode, but the timing of the launch, the window it picked, and then the just the general zeitgeist of it just picked it up, and people liked it. People played it. It had that fun trailer, if you remember, that goat simulator. Mocked as well, and we never thought it would see the light of day, but yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I played of it. Shout out to Dan Busters. They sent us a free code to check that one out, if you remember, so there is a first look on the channel.
Awesome.
So
based in Nottingham, we should go visit them.
We've literally walked past their offices before whilst intoxicated, so yeah, good folks over at Dan Busters. But yeah,
next time we'll knock on your door.
Knock on your door and say thank you for the game. But yeah, 20 million players again is no mean feat. So celebrate that. It's far from over. It makes sense that again, if you're Embracer, they're looking for money. If you just get a smash hit, that probably sells. I would guess probably double their expectations. Yeah. If you said 10 million for Dead Island 2, I would have went, okay, that seems quite high. 20 million is well done.
Yeah, I remember when Dead Island 2 was coming out, it was like, it's been in development hell. Embracer Group haven't actually released a game yet at that point that was approaching AAA quality. It's like, Embracer just going to be a big AA publisher, and then Dead Island 2 dropped, we were wrong.
Yeah. And they've got 2 Tomb Raider games coming as well to finally get out the door. So
Tomb Raider, that's going to be the real... Have they made the step up as a publisher?
Have they hit it? But the gears seemingly are turning. I'm sure there's a lot of crap within there as well, and they'll probably no doubt in the new year announce more redundancies and streamlining and restructuring. But for now, they're doing well. So yeah, Dead Island 3, I look forward to it when it does come about.
Indeed. You mentioned Tomb Raider, Chris, so we might as well talk about Tomb Raider. So we now know exactly where Tomb Raider Catalyst sits on the timeline. So the Tomb Raider timeline's quite complicated. Well, it sits at the end. That's the reality is it sits at the end of the timeline. So the timeline's quite convoluted because there's a lot of mobile game spin-offs, anime kind of stuff. But so at the moment, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the last of the reboot trilogy, sits before Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which it will be the first Tomb Raider game. Then there's going to Tomb Raider Underworld, then into Tomb Raider Catalyst. But there's IGN have reported that there's basically at the moment 3 separate timelines going on. It just gets a bit messy.
Well, it comes into it when you've got like the likes of Underworld and stuff, which that they're not. So yeah, the unified timeline, if they put it out, it starts off with the 2013 reboot, fantastic game. Then there's a couple of comics and stuff in between, like graphic novels and stuff that came out. Then Rise, as you said, 2015. A couple of more comic books come out as well. Then Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Then The Legend of Lara Croft, which is the Netflix series that's recently came out. So that's probably the most recent Tomb Raider thing we've actually had in pop culture drop. That's with I can't remember her name, Peggy Carter, Hayley Atwell. It's Hayley Atwell who's doing that one. Then we're going to have the remake of the original 96 game coming next year, which is Legacy of Atlantis. So that's essentially, it's a spiritual recreation of the original Tomb Raider game. But in this timeline, they seem to be just ignoring all of the PS1, all of the PS2 stuff. And then you've got like kind of this bottled up version where it says, stories up to and including Tomb Raider Underworld. So they kind of acknowledge it, but it's not. It doesn't get. I don't know if you're looking at the actual timeline that they put out on their
I've got it
website.
open in front of me.
But they don't even give it like a visual. It's just like in words. So it's almost like a little placeholder, which makes me think we might see more stuff, more reboot, remake, like they did like 1, 2, and 3 remaster, 3, 4, 5. I think there's maybe a little insight there into what they're going to be working on. And then, as you said, Catalyst is going to be the most recent, up-to-date one coming in 2027 with the Cheryl Cole lookalike.
Yeah, basically the way I'm reading this is similar to you, where Tomb Raider Underworld is set before Catalyst, but kind of from Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider Underworld, that's just kind of a bit nebulous. We're going where it might just be a case of they haven't decided what they want to do with that section of games. Because I imagined there would be interest in remaking Tomb Raider 2 and 3 at least. Mm-hmm. Some of the others after Tomb Raider 3 were very hit or miss. But it feels like they've used Tomb Raider Underworld as a kind of relaunch point for Catalyst. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fill up the timeline a bit.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I don't mind it. I like the thought that to go full circle, that we now know that the Legacy of Atlantis one coming next year, it's the same Lara. They're not trying to kind of like plug gaps and say like, oh, everything that happened in the Survivor trilogy, none of it happened. Because that essentially is her origin story, isn't it? 2013 very much tells you the beginnings of how she becomes... Like, yes, she's from a rich family, she's got Croft Manor and stuff, but she's very much out on an adventure to find herself, and she very much does become this ruthless... Tomb Raider that we come to love and know by the end of Shadow.
I feel like that 3-game trilogy, by the end of Shadow, she's ready to become the Lara Croft who will be in Legacy of Atlantis.
Yeah, I like it. I I was a bit and yarny, but then I think now we've had time to settle on it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
I
Legacy.
think as well, there was talk before a few years back that they were going to use a game, try and bridge the gap between Shadow and Tomb Raider 1. I think Legacy of Atlantis is probably going to be that game, where it's going to be the story of Tomb Raider 1, but probably massively, I imagine, quite expanded, done the whole kind of Resident Evil remake kind of situation.
Yeah. Well, they have
but
to.
Then, also, they now have Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, Shadow of Tomb Raider to link that Lara back. Where if you think in Tomb Raider 1, Lara Croft, apart from what you'd read in the manual and a few quips here and there, it's not a lot of personality really, because it's an early PS1 game.
Yeah, and again, in terms of like platforming, it is very much a case of stand on the edge, back, sideways.
I mean in terms of
got caught on the terrain.
The emotional storytelling that you would expect nowadays, that didn't really exist then. So, but now they have her history fleshed out better, so I think they're going to remake Tomb Raider 1 in that kind of vibe, and then probably decide where they want to go, where with Tomb Raider Catalyst, they're going, right, we're going to start this one way at the end, because now we can just go forward, progress however we want.
Yeah.
And that it's just has that awkward bit in the middle that they can figure out as they go.
Yeah, and I think when we read the kind of the blurb on the Tomb Raider website for Legacy of Atlantis, I think they defined it very much as like a stunning reimagining of the game, which I think you're completely right. They're going to have to add like cutscenes and stuff and flesh a character out. You would argue they're probably going to have to do something so there's more characters, because from my memory, it's just her on her own, and it's like she can't talk to herself forever. So does she have support that maybe leads into Catalyst of like someone on a Bluetooth earpiece who's like saying, talking to you? Because you know what works so well in like on the reboot trilogy that she has people to play off of. It's not just a sole adventure. I
think they can make her a bit more isolated, because she's a bit more of a seasoned like traveller now, and she might interact with more people in the world. I don't think she'll have as much of a support team, but she might interact with other people throughout the world throughout her journey. And do it that kind of way where she is like setting out on her own. That might be how the launch is. Like she wants to go on this adventure solo. She doesn't want to have like a safety net that she's had with Jonah like across the 3 games. Like, no, I need to do this myself. I can see that being part of a character arc.
Yeah, the only support Lara needs is for her bra in the reboot. Then pointy boobs. But in the meantime, go check out the reboot trilogy, because it's back
Yeah, it's awesome.
Again, not only is it coming, did it come to the Switch 2 weeks ago? It's coming to iOS and Android in February. So, isn't it wild to think that we're going to get a game that looks that good just running on your phone? I know Resident Evil and I want to say Death Stranding. Did Death Stranding come on mobile?
I think so. Yeah,
I feel like it did. That we're at this place where like these phenomenal looking games you can just play on the bus or the train or just on the toilet or whatever with nothing, just running off. Like I remember when the Grand Theft Auto trilogy went on a mobile and tablets like many years ago, and I was like blown away at these PlayStation 2 games that I grew up with. I could play on my phone. What did I do? I bought them. I played 20-30 minutes and then went, I'd rather play it on a console with a controller. And backed out. Like I'm not playing Tomb Raider on that, but you know what? It's great to see because I think Tomb Raider 2013 in particular, especially for our channel, it's one of those games that are just like it's in our DNA, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Tomb Raider bitch.
Tomb Raider bitch. That's still synonymous. Yeah, great game.
Talking about things that are not still there, Sucker Punch's co-founder Brian Fleming is stepping down.
Oh, poor Brian.
Yeah, so he's been heading the franchise through the lifespan of the studio, from making games like Sly Cooper, Infamous, Ghost of Tsushima, most recently Ghost of Yotai. But he's passing the torch down to the next generation. So he's been working over the last year to kind of hand it over.
Yeah, again, makes sense. Just happy retirement. He's been there since 2000. Enjoy it. Like it's that thing where it's like, he's retiring. I know they'll hand it over, but great legacy to leave behind. I think it's one of those where it's the right time to step down. Like Ghost of Yotai, huge success.
It's probably that. It's like, right, do I have another huge project in me, or is this the time to go?
Yeah, it's another like 4 or 5 years of your life, right? Yeah.
Well, that's it. It's entirely possible that the Ghost franchise might be kind of done now, actually. That might be part of the decision.
Never know, yeah.
Part of the decision might be to go, right, I've told the stories I want to tell. It's now time to step back and let the next generation decide what Sucker Punch is going to be going forwards.
It's interesting.
Make a ghost make a ghost.
Yeah, it does say in the blog as well as the next chapter of leadership is going to be split between 2 studio heads, Jason Connell and Adrian Bentley. So they're doing almost like a Naughty Dog thing, where if you remember, it was split between Neil Druckmann and I want to say Bruce Straley off the top of my head initially, before going back to just I think Neil as the head director. And I think sometimes having 2. You get disagreements where having 3, great, because you've got someone to break the vote. Having 1, great. 2, sometimes, I think, depending on how well they work together. Yeah. But it says they've been working together as technical director and stuff for years, so it's not a concern, but it's always interesting where they divide one job up into 2.
Yeah, so Adrian Bentley has been the technical director, has led the studio's engineering production efforts, where Jason Connell served as co-creative director in the Ghost franchise, has helped define the studio's visual identity and storytelling style. So they're from different disciplines. But then Nate Fox will also continue as co-creative director to complete the overall creative leadership team. So I feel like Nate Fox is going to be serving as a third man, the tiebreaker.
Yeah, quite possibly. And Nate Fox is the name I go to when I see interviews being done and talk, especially on like the Ghosts kind of like press tour junkets that they do. It's always Nate Fox who talks about it, and he's really top bloke. So I have all the faith in Sucker Punch. I think they're one of PlayStation's top tier studios, and their output's been fantastic. So they're right up there with Insomniac and Naughty Dog and stuff for me. So enjoy your retirement, Brian. It's well deserved.
Indeed. Right, StarField, Chris. It's coming to PS5 and Switch. Still rumours persist, but we still haven't got a date. I'm not sure where to take this, to be honest. It's just saw it in the news, but the review should be imminent. Would you have thought?
I think we see it at the Xbox Developer Direct in January. We know they've got a busy year ahead in 2026, and they've only announced a couple things. We know we've got Fable in the works. We know there's the Forza game that's now been confirmed, presumably is going to come out next year. Gears of War E-Day, maybe next year, maybe not. They've got their anniversary. I think Starfield's been out long enough now. When did we play Starfield? Is it 2024? Or the back end of 2023 did Starfield come out?
I want to say 2023. It definitely
I mean,
wasn't last year.
Yeah, it's been long enough now where I think a PS5 port makes sense.
Yeah.
For it. We know we're getting South of Midnight in the spring. So if you think about the cadence in Xbox and the ports that they've done this year, it makes sense that, we get our developer direct. They probably tell us about Forza. They probably tell us about Fable, StarField, and then a date for South of Midnight in maybe like the April-May time. I could see StarField dropping in the summer sometime. Like, stay out of the way of your new releases. Get it out in a little pocket of window before the summer. But then, ultimately, you've got that looming shadow of Grand Theft Auto from October onwards. So, November onwards. So, keep it sooner rather than later.
I feel like they've missed a potential great window. I feel like if they could have announced the date at the Game Awards and had it as a shadow drop. Because the game's already out on other platforms, so why not shadow drop it and get it out in time for Christmas?
Yeah, well, it looks like they're doing some behind-the-scenes stuff regarding expansions and improvements. Yeah. They're hosting an event for content creators in the new year, which is what's got this rumour kind of circulating. Now, why would you get people together if there wasn't like
it's either
something,
new DLC,
something to show off?
Yeah.
But we got Shattered Space wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, and they did a lot of work of like upgrading the game on the run up to Shattered Space as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so
as I said, the developer direct will be like January, the back end of January. I'm sure we usually get it around the 20th to the 30th. They usually show 4 things that we know about, and then the sprinkling a surprise. Remember, one developer direct is where we got Hi-Fi Rush, just announced and dropped on Game Pass, just like that. So Starfield could be the Hi-Fi Rush of this developer direct. Announce it. PS5, Nintendo Switch 2.
Out now.
Yeah. Might as well. I think you're going to gain more from it dropping that than you would anything else.
Yeah, and to be honest, nowadays you could do it's out now digitally. Physical versions will be coming next month.
I'd kind of like to have Starfield. Starfield's one of them weird ones that I enjoyed it. It's probably my second favourite Bethesda game, maybe. But it's one I completed and fully played through. And again, it let me down on a lot of fronts. But I enjoyed it. And it's got that, you know what we say about Marathon just being like flat and generic?
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other stuff we saw at the Game Awards, like Exodus being flat and generic. When I look at Starfield, it has identity. From just the branding to the visuals to the way it plays, it did have something about that. I wanted to like it so much more. And I think that's why I felt disappointed by it.
The problem is when you landed on the planet, you had no impetus to explore it. Yeah. And you had a lot of reason to not bother. I found myself like just going straight towards the objective, because if you explore, you didn't find nothing. If you did find something, it was kind of bland, just resources. Or
you couldn't pick it up because of encumbrance.
That's always going to be that.
I know.
Yeah,
I know it's something and you can get rid of it and everything.
But it's like, it's like one of them. That's one of them love or hate things. Either you're into it or you're not. But it's just like, well, why explore the world? That's what Bethesda games have always been about. It's been not just about going through the main story path to the end. It's always been about exploring the world and finding stuff to do, interesting side quests that you wouldn't know unless you talk to a random stranger in a random village. It's that kind of shit. The Starfield really, I felt, missed. Stuff was there. The Mantis side quest stood out for both of us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that outfit.
But
and the ship.
But it was a little bit lacking. And then the way they handle the kind of ending of the game, where I remember I started building my own base on the moon.
Yeah.
And there's like, if you progress past this point, you'll lose that. Also, you lose all your customized ships. And then everything was like, well, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But then
delete your save.
A big part of the enjoyment was go and replay the entire story and seeing the differences. So I was like, well, that's where it kind of lost me a bit.
Yeah, I think the best thing with Starfield and Bethesda and just the general fan base is get the ports out and then get your ass over and work on a Fallout game and Elder Scrolls, because I think the priorities over there, you've got to imagine the resources to work on Starfield. At some point they should have majoritively moved over to the next big thing. Todd Howard's been harassed this week with the Fallout TV show launch. When's the next game coming? Is there a remake? When's New Vegas remake coming? Like anything like that. And he said multiple times this week, quoted on multiple different things of like, we're doing our best, we're working on it, the team, and it's like, Yeah, you need to get Starfield, I think, out, because that's like their last big thing that maybe isn't on PlayStation. I think it'd do well on Switch too as well. So, and again, a port's always easier than making a brand new game. So,
what
I definitely think January.
What I liked about what Todd Howard said specifically about Elder Scrolls 6 was, we will make this game and we will release it when it's ready. That is like, I'm not going to put any unnecessary pressure on the team. We're not going to work towards an arbitrary deadline. When the game's good to go, that's when we'll release it. Naughty Dog could learn from that a bit.
Do you think Todd will still be there by the time Elder Scrolls comes out?
Yes.
Do you think I could see Elder Scrolls? I'm trying to think like which one would be his last hurrah. Like we just mentioned about Brian. I could see maybe Elder Scrolls being Todd's like, it's out, it's done. Decades of asking and blood, sweat and tears and time. Because Fallout's his baby. Indiana Jones was his baby. Starfield, like, he's so involved, isn't he, Todd Howard? He's one of them people who, like, you see him and you just kind of associate him with Bethesda through and through. And he's a very likeable guy as well.
Yeah, it depends how much he is involved day to day in the creative stuff. He might be more involved in the overall kind of concepts of the game. So he might have like a weekly meeting with each head of each team. How things go and what's the story progression, all that kind of stuff. Being involved in that sense, bring up his own ideas, but then back off and let them get on with it. So it might not be, or where you look at someone like a Neil Druckmann who's so involved in the games, like Corey Barlog was so involved in the games that they had to force himself to take a bit of a step back. He may have already done that with how big Bethesda is.
Yeah.
Well, he's involved in everything, but he's not making the game kind of thing. But I could see
co-producing on the TV show as well, so he's a bit spread thin if he was too involved.
Yeah.
So
I could see Elder Scrolls 6 being like his bit last hurrah. Get that out.
PS5 or PS6?
Cross-gen.
Do you think it'll make this gen? Cross-gen.
Yeah, cross-gen.
2030.
I don't think they want to skip an entire console generation.
Yeah.
But there again, Bethesda's owned by Xbox. Xbox seems closer to going for next gen than PlayStation right now.
Very true, yeah. Yeah, by the time we get to it, the new console might be that far out that it's like they've moved on. Just everything's moved on a little bit. So
and literally, Elder Scrolls 6 could be the big system seller for the next Xbox if they're going to go, oh, it's next Xbox exclusive because the PS5 isn't good enough. When the PS6 comes, then we'll talk. Just that kind of vibe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sticking with Bethesda, Fallout Season 2. First episode's out. Currently sitting on Rotten Tomatoes with a tomato meter of 97% and a popcorn meter of 96%. Pretty good, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's as high as you can possibly get without hitting the 100 mark, pretty much.
I mean, you could get 98 or 99.
It's right. Yeah, rarely do shows get that high, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's as good as you can imagine. The critics and audience say Season 2 successfully expands in its post-apocalyptic world to deliver everything audiences could want from a video game adaptation, including sumptuous visuals and riveting performances. And the audience say that it's a world-building wonder and a blast, arguably one of the best video game adaptations available in streaming. So, yeah.
I can't wait.
Looks great. I think after watching the first episode, and I know there was some like stories this week about the Season 1 recap used AI to pull together the recap, and it was getting facts about the show wrong. So it was saying, like, the flashback scenes with Walton Goggins, and it was saying that it was set in the 50s. And then everyone was like, well, actually, it's based in 2077, I think, is the year. Because it's like,
shit goes down in the 50s.
Yeah, it's an alternate future history, isn't it? Where nuclear kind of makes everything and technology kind of locked into that. Which is why visually, I think the show looks so good. That Pip-Boy, Vault-Tec aesthetic, it's very Star Wars, and it's kind of locked into place in a time.
Yeah, where Star Wars is very much a 70s interpretation of what the future would look like.
Yeah.
Fallout is very much what would happen if stylistically the world was stopped at the 50s. But if you're using AI as a professional studio, have a bit of self-respect.
I know. Like, did
Like,
no one vet
there's
check
uses.
it?
Like, I know they're in kind of
Yeah.
a bit hot water, but actually I want to defend them slightly because when they look at the comments and how they're using AI, they're using AI as internal production documents and placeholders that they will fully replace. So I need to put something in place, use AI to generate, stick it in, so then we can crack on with the work.
Yeah.
And then the actual artist will replace it with higher quality, not shite AI slop. So
Yeah, I've got no issue with that. It's like you see behind the scenes and they have like storyboards and they've got like about 100 little comic book frames. What's the point in spending 20 minutes of getting someone to sketch that out when you can just type in a quick input of create me 2 stick people fighting over a burning fire on a bridge, and then just put it up and then have it up?
I'd still hire a storyboarder.
Oh, yeah.
But the storyboarder can use AI to generate scenes to visuals to help show, okay, this is kind of what I've got in my head a bit more.
Yeah.
Because that's the point of storyboarding, is to help show what you're expecting.
Yeah. It's like, I get it. I do get it. I completely get it. But I think the internet backlash from utilising AI, I hate it as much as the next person. I'm fed up of looking at my social media feed, and every video I have to question whether it's real or not now.
Yeah.
But
social media
not going
really
away.
needs to come up with big logos on saying AI and let me filter that shit out.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
I don't see
keep
it.
joking on all the videos that all the social channels that post AI videos now, and I'm thinking the people who are posting the videos need to understand the more AI shit they post, the more they're putting their own job at risk of being replaced because they don't need you to make videos anymore.
Yeah.
So if you're relying on AI content, you're going to be phased out yourself. So stop committing to the bit. But that's a whole conversation to itself. Fallout's great. Episode 1, really, really fun. Nice to be back in that world. Do we know how many episodes it is this time around? Is it 6?
8 again.
Is it 8 again? Good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. My only criticism is, unlike last time I went, here's the entire show, have fun. And I did, me and my girlfriend. We watched episode 1 one night, then we watched the rest of the season the following day. They're doing it week by week, which is just a pain in the ass.
It is indeed. You might forget about it. Maybe it gives you time to go back and play one of the games again.
Indeed. We're talking about going back and playing old games. This day in video game history, Chris, starting from December the 19th, what have you got for us?
40 years ago, on the NES in 1985, we've got Bomberman, the OG Bomberman. To this day, the only Bomberman game I've played is the one that released on Stadia.
That was fun, that game.
That was fun, yeah. It was fun. But yeah, I've never played one in that time. Because we're recording this on December 19th, so I'm thinking, what does anyone really launch a game just before Christmas? It's either the perfect time or the worst time.
Yeah, Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy on December the 20th.
Yeah, Game Boy. That'll have been a port though on at Mega Man 2.
Patapon on the PSP. There's not a lot,
Patapon.
really.
Oh yeah, in Japan, yeah, Patapon's great. There's a spiritual successor to Patapon.
I almost got
out.
excited there. I saw Roller Coaster Tycoon, but Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic on the Android and iOS 9 years ago.
To its credit, it does run really well on a phone or a tablet. Tablet is my preference. I've played it on an aeroplane a few times. Big screen because the input is very much like touch. The UI, I
can see how.
It works.
I can see
it's
how
on a grid. It doesn't really move that much.
A game like Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would rather play on my phone or a tablet than on a console because direct touch would work better for that game. It mimics a mouse. 27 years ago, on December the 21st, the original Baldur's Gate came out on PC.
What a day! Was that the one that you showed me? On your PC, or was that Baldur's Gate 2?
Probably 2. I didn't play 1 till later.
Right, yeah, I remember 1. It might have been Morrowind, actually. Might be
Morrowind, yeah.
Mixed in, yeah. And then I will go back to December 22nd, 1989, the year of my birth. Golden Axe on the Genesis.
Oh, God,
it's the same age as me.
Right there.
It is a game, Golden Axe. And yeah, I think that's about it. Does anyone? Let's have it. Well, while we're here, we might as well jump ahead to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and see if anyone's crazy enough to release something on such a thing.
Who brought
Mega
a
Man
game
2,
Christmas
Mega
Day?
Man 2 on the NES, Christmas Eve, 24th. Gary's Mod
Pokemon
on
Bank
the PC.
on the 3DS on Christmas Day.
That's for everyone who got Pokemon on Christmas Day to keep everything. Galaxian on Christmas Day, 46 years ago in the arcades, 1979. Don't know what arcades would have been open. Tomba on the PlayStation came out on Christmas Day. Oh, look at that. Keeper, 1993. Not to be confused with the recent Xbox release Keeper. This was on the Sharp X6 8000, 32 years ago.
I want to see what games missed the deadline to get out before Christmas. Golden Axe 2 on the Genesis, Boxing Day, 34 years ago.
You miss your window just there. Someone might have picked it up on a Boxing Day sale. But I will say before you go, 2 games to check out over Christmas.
Cute Puppy Academy.
Retro PlayStation Hunt. You've got The Grinch from Konami, none other than.
Octopath Traveler 0.
Such a Christmas movie. And of course, the Die Hard trilogy.
Die Hard. The classic Christmas movie.
The classic Christmas movie. Great.
Up there
great
with the likes of Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is all we have time for this week. If you've liked the episode, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're kept in the loop of all fantastic content here at GamerGuildTV. Hope you enjoy the show. We're going to record our Game of the Year special, which will come out next week. With that, my name's been Richie.
I've been Chris.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.